Mission issued, settling old score, the Turks. Right, okay, so we know what we're going to do there. Ancillary gained, yes, thank you very much. Building constructed. Oh, well, that's quite a good one as well, doesn't it? That magistrate up there. Now then, let's see what we can do about this. I want to get this army out of here. It's wasted, isn't it, all the way up here. Leave the conscripts behind. They can defend the area for me, or make sure the people are happy there. So I'll bring them round to here for now. It's going to take quite a while, I think, to get round to there, see if they're still settled. Oh yes, they're even green and yellow, so that's very good, isn't it? It's got religious unrest, but I don't see what I can do about that. We don't seem to get priests in this one. We do have an undeveloped farm somewhere. Let's pay some attention to that. There we go. So we get that one sorted out. Now let me just have a look at the magistrates in all my areas. I like to make sure that they're all up to speed. Don't quite know why I'm doing that, because I can't afford them anyway. Roads are 500, and I wonder if we get a road in there. Is it so worth it there? I think maybe I'll leave that area there. That's not the most important for roads. That one's already been being done, and this one, that one also. What's the one in Moscow? It's being done. It must be, surely. No, it isn't. Right, okay. So we'll get the one in Moscow, leaving us with 267. Now, the only thing that remains to be done now is to hope that the attack here will go ahead, because we want to get the extra money, of course, from attacking the Ottomans here. So I'm going to give it... Oh, let me just see what he's got in there. 3. He should have some extra in there, making what for 5, making about 8 or something like that. I've got troops coming from over here to support my attack. I've got 1, 2, 3 of those coming in, so I don't think I'm going to need to bring all of these over here. Oh, actually, it's not even a great deal anyway, is it? But let's see what we can take into here. 6-pounder artillery. I'm thinking about leaving something on this border here. I don't want to leave everything totally exposed. That's the only problem. Okay, what I'll do is I'll take these down, just leave a couple behind. Okay, I'm going to siege that for now. It's well in my favour anyway. Add these troops from over here, and let's hope the game doesn't crash when I try an attack here, and then I have to do an auto-resolve, which won't be good. Okay, looks like he's got a similar number of troops to us, slightly less. He'll probably be barricaded and have chevaux de frise to defend against my cavalry, and his artillery will be barricaded so that mine will have very little effect against him. He's probably got bigger artillery as well, 9-pounder, yeah, so he'll have a longer reach than I've got. So that's really his strength. He'll have that barricaded in the centre, he'll have all his other men behind it. So if I were to approach, of course, then I'm going to take all that grape fire and give little back to him. But anyway, we should get the deployment after him, so we'll see what sort of options he loses on the battlefield. Well, deploying second doesn't seem to have given me that much of an advantage, I'm afraid, but I'm taking what little I could get, and I'm heading for this flank here. See what happens. We're starting the battle now, just wooden stakes. Charging with chevaux de frise, waiting, momentum. Your horses mean that they're... Well, they survived the encounter, yes, we know that. Yeah, he's got wooden stakes, basically, that's what that's telling me. I'm going to come all the way around to this side here, hoping that that gives me an opportunity to hit him on the flank. The main reason for that, by the way, for hitting him on the flank, is that he'll have artillery there in the middle, and that artillery will be protected by some kind of well, probably gabions, really is probably the best way to describe them. But, anyway, I'll keep my general in the back. The idea is that I'm taking some hilly ground off here to the right. He was formed up along this ridge, giving him an excellent opportunity to fire down the ridge. Not only that, there were humps along here as well, sort of like mini ridges, and I was formed up on the other side of it. That was my initial deployment. My artillery would not be able to fire. His artillery outranges mine anyway, so it really was a great distinct advantage for him. His artillery here were there so that they could fire across the valley. His artillery were here, were there? Not too sure about that, but anyway, his artillery are here, and they were there, of course, and they're protected on each side by chevaux de frise, which would have had infantry, which means that my cavalry can't really charge directly that artillery. We don't have any Jaegers in this, so I don't have any... Crikey, I thought he was running away then, but he's not. He's just lit up, isn't he? I don't have any Jaegers, so I can't come up close to him. Well, I say close, but close enough to be able to fire, but keep a distance away from the rest of his troops. So I can't use that kind of an advantage. So what I'm going to do is come across this side here, which looks to me to be higher ground than he's on. And the idea is that I can then hit him from the side. His artillery will not then be able to fire at all, so they'll be taken out of the equation. He'll be formed up behind his artillery, so he'll then lack the advantage of that artillery. Not only that, but we'll be uphill from him as well, which means really we should be able to, when our infantry is advancing, we should really be able to fire our artillery above our infantry. So I'm hoping once our infantry is around about there, then the artillery can fire over their heads at the enemy, so we can maintain a fire then. I'm not too sure. One of the good things about artillery is it does tend to encourage the enemy to come and attack you, so it might be an idea at first for me to form lines, good volley firing lines, interspersed with artillery, so that I can then maybe get him to come and attack me, and then run on to the grape shot of my artillery, and also the superior musketry fire of my infantry as well. Right, okay, the infantry seem to be in place now. Let's have a look. Are we we're not quite directly across yet, are we? So what I'm going to do is pick my infantry again, that's the ones in here, take them out of that formation there, that group, sorry, and then what I'm going to do is put them into a long formation like this, quite a long formation. I'm going to stretch out that line. There's good reason for this. Then what I'm going to do is intersperse those units with my artillery, so I've stretched them out into lines so that I can then reduce the length of each of those units so that I can accommodate some artillery in between. Actually, they still are quite thick, aren't they, those units? So I might do that again, actually, get them even thinner than that. Where are we? Yeah, okay, sort of like this maybe. Yep. Now then, let's break up this artillery. And we'll take some over to here. Yep, that's the first lot. I'll take these, say, where? Yep, over to here. And I'll take these, maybe, where are we? Over to here. Yep. And then finally, these here, over to here. You see how we're going to fill up those gaps with artillery? And of course musketry fire. Now, the horse, I've grouped them as well, because I basically had them all in columns so that I can move them more quickly. So if I ungroup those there, and I put some cavalry on this side, that's these, slightly back of course, otherwise they'll just invite his infantry to come and start shooting at me. Those Cossack Lancer cavalry are pretty good at charging, by the way, but they're not very good at sustaining a melee. They've got something like an attack of 4, but they've got a charge bonus of something like 34. Really, really good charge bonus.